What's up, YouTube? It's Chai T here on Metapose, and we got the YCS Orlando, third place, right next to our champion, drinking his water. Marcus Hayden, how do you feel, bro? You just got third at the Ultimate Time Wizard Orlando.
Yeah, man. I mean, I'd be lying if I said it doesn't feel a little bit good, because I've been close at the 4 prior ones of these that I've played in, where I go X2 a lot. It sucks to not win, but if I'm not gonna win and it's gonna be one of my best friends who wins, it's fucking awesome. I'm hyped, and I'm really hyped because I did it with a deck I actually stuck on rather than constantly changing like I always do, and being able to do it with a lot of my friends with the deck building and whatnot, like you and Kevin and Hector and even a little bit of this guy, I guess. Yeah, it was sweet. But before I get into the profile, I just want to do a couple shout outs.
Of course.
First, I want to shout out Jason. He had to cancel last minute due to a family affair that had occurred, and he's such a good homie to me, man, and I owe the world to him. Someone was trying to get me to play on their playmat, and I was like, no, Jason gave me the playmat I have. I'm playing on this. I'm sorry. And yeah, I just love that guy. Next, shout out.
What's up, guys? So sorry for the quick break in the video. For some reason, the audio quality was getting really weird for like a short section of it. I just want to give a few more shout outs. I was shouting out my friends and everyone who supported me at the event, specifically the people I roomed with, Kevin, Eric, Chai, Eric Shen, who won the event, Hector, and then everyone who supported me, who was there. So many people gave me such kind praise, telling me they believed my event win was coming, and though I fell short, you know, those words weren't unheard, and they meant a lot to me personally. And then I also shouted out my wife, Isabella, because she is honestly like my rock. Like she doesn't have the same passion for this game she used to, but she'll still listen to me yap and try to offer me advice when she can. And yeah, and then you guys should be able to hear the rest of them.
And special shout out to Frazier. First event I've ever come hatless in my life. Luckily, he came in clutch. I wore a front-facing hat all day. That's not me. I'm the backwards hat guy.
That's not you.
And no, it's too tight on me.
There it is. There it is. Ah, feels good.
So, and then also I want to shout out TGS, Nick and Frank. They host our monthlies. They sponsor me, but really they're just really good friends of mine. They always help me out, even like when I was a young kid and couldn't afford to play for cards. They would lend me stuff. They'd, you know, get me to events, and yeah, I just appreciate those guys a ton. But let's get into the profile.
Yes, for sure.
So first, we got triple Sirocco, triple Shura, triple this. I know some people play 2. It's not correct. Triple Flute.
Wait, who plays 2?
I'm not saying triple Blizzard. 1 and 1. I notice a lot of people play 2 Vayu, but like the math drastically increases for you drawing this card if you play a second. And there's really not a lot of scenarios, unless you draw this card, where you'll need to like have the second one. And if you draw it, you just have to accept that like that's the variance in the game, and it's not always dead. And yeah, like your Shura can still summon other cards. It doesn't have to summon those cards. Like there. I play Gorz. It's just too busted. It's a dark. The fact that people complain about Whirlwind and like, oh, if you have Whirlwind up, you can't drop this, is just dumb, because like if I have Whirlwind up, I should be squashing my opponent anyways. And if I don't, like, I want to have this card. So, and then obviously Dad. Yeah, best card. I honestly drew this way more today than I ever have. I'd say it was like once every other match, so like probably like 7 or 8 times throughout the entire day.
In Top Cut specifically, or
no, in
like
Top Cut I only saw this once, but it actually came up super clutch. It was in the 3rd, 4th place match. I'm just completely lost, like dead lost. I'm way down in card advantage. He has Decree up. I have 1 Dark Engrave. I have Brain Con this, and I only have 1 Dark, and he has Celestia Trooper. I draw. It's like an MST or something, but it's not doing anything in this spot. So I'm like, screw it. Brain Control, take Trooper, mill 3, milled exactly 2 Darks, drop this. He was at 46. That was 47 for game. So, yeah, that was clutch. And then spells, just all the really good ones. I don't understand how Europeans are cutting this card. Like, I'm not trying to throw shade. It's just like, you play so many busted cards, like Brain and this and that. Like, why am I not playing cards that allow me to see it more frequently? And then that. Heavy, another card I want to see frequently in this deck, and MST. Yeah, I feel like these are pretty standard though.
Standard six,
So yeah, pretty solid. One Dust Shoot, probably best trap card. One Deck Dev. I'd love to play two, but we already play. You'll see the Icarus count later, and it's just like it can brick too much early. And then also it's it's more of a mid-game trap card a lot of times in this deck because unlike Vayu, we can't like proactively throw out a 5 as easily. So, or a 2000.
Yeah.
One Judgment. I love this card. I never set this card early. You literally play Blackwings where you're doing the thing where you're trading down as little as you can, and you just use it as a checkmate piece, like where you drop like a big synchro or a dad or just you have Whirlwind plus any normal summon. Then you set this card, and it's like a checkmate piece when your opponent has like 2 cards. So, there's that. TT. This should never be cut in Blackwings. It's just a card that it like makes the game super safe when this is set. Like, you can't really die unless they're clearing your back row, but then, any back row is not accomplishing anything if it's getting cleared.
Yeah, and a lot of people don't always play TT and Blackwings, and so, like, they just start slamming boards, and if you don't have this in your deck and you never punish them for it...
Correct.
Yeah.
And also TT, like, in the mirror, I like it, because, like, it's just a card I could set early turn 1, and once they decide to play, because whoever decides to play first is normally the one getting punished, unless, like, they, obviously hands matter, but it's just a nice early card to set in the mirror. I like it. One Force, only one Prison. This gets sided out in a lot of matchups, especially the mirror. Yeah, I just don't feel like Battle Traps is that great in this deck because you play so many removal cards and you want to beat things by battle, so you want to leave things on the board. But yeah, it's fine at 1. I like the amount of 1-up traps this deck plays because it makes it really hard for your opponent to follow like what your sets could be.
100%.
One Dust Tornado. Yeah, this deck's notorious. If I get to resolve a normal summon, I can do some dangerous things. So, and if they ever commit more than 1 card set, then they're playing into Icarus, so it just gets really weird for them. Especially when you're playing like deck dev and stuff. Like being able to use this and then set deck dev in the end phase and then follow it with like a normal Soroka is really good. One Jar, Double Legacy. We might be at the point where I should just be playing 3 of this, but I still like the fact if I ever resolve 2, just because the Blackwing decks that play 5 to 6 exist, they have to respect my sets still possibly being that. But I mean, I've posted a list with this ratio so many times that maybe it's just not even worth, trying to do that anymore. 2 Bottomless and Triple Icarus. Another card I don't understand how it gets cut to 2. It's just like, I want to see this in every opening hand. So versatile, and even with your bad Blackwings, I like it a lot. And that's the main deck. We'll get to the extra deck.
For that main deck, that was the exact same list that you won the last monthly with.
Yes, that's the MC40 that we had built, honestly, months ago, and we've been on it for months. So, yeah, love that list.
Card for card, main deck the same.
Yep.
Did anyone else play the exact same main 40? I don't know.
This guy, Kevin Wu, he's our Blackwing in training, and he went X2 today. He's getting a lot better.
Yes.
Yep.
He legacy added for 2.
Speaking of Kevin, he gave me these sick tokens. And we are the lovesick girls. I'm sorry, I had to do it. All right. But we'll get into the extra. This is not organized, so I apologize.
Okay. The extra is like all standard, right?
Nothing crazy. You have your 2 armor, 2 arm wing, 1. This came up once. So like I'm glad I played it. Never wanted to miss Worm. I did play the scary frog deck round 1, but that's the only time I can ever imagine myself wanting to do Miss Worm. Black Rose, Thought Ruler, Stardust. I think I made all these at some point. This was really good in one match, even though I ended up losing against GBs. When Mirror Force and a couple other destruction cards were gone. We have 2 5s. I'm surprised I never made Android, which is weird because like out of locals, I'll make this like once a local. I feel like, I pretty steadily didn't make it today or this time. I made this once or twice. Made these guys a lot. Probably come up the most. One of these. This actually won me my 3rd game for the 3rd place match because my opponent went first. Went normal card trooper, mill 3, and I special cyber, contact out, punch for 2K. And then I had a really aggressive hand, but I was waiting to crack back, and then we went into time after a couple turns, and I won. So that was pretty good. Side deck, a lot of it's the same, so a couple differences. 2 Oppression, honestly, I think I want to main one, but it's just hard because I feel like the list just has such great coverage already, and I don't want to play cards that like will stick in my board and are bad in a certain matchup sort of thing. But the matchups they're good against are crazy against. So 2 dust, standard, never cutting this card. It was super clutch like 3 or 4 times. Second DDB, especially going first in the matchups, it's really good against. And when I'm going second, depending on the matchup, like frogs, I'll still put it in, but like other matchups, I'll only have one in, like the fire Blackwing airs. Played 2 of this. This card is trash.
Whoa!
Every time I drew it, which
Thank you.
it did nothing. The frog, I played against combo frogs, which is like especially trash if they only send one, because like I can clear it. They have like 10 more frogs in deck still they're gonna dump, or they just dumped them all and I'm not clearing enough. And then like it doesn't stop anything, because like when they normally get their Fishborg in grave, and that's when they're comboing off. I even played Lightsworn, and yeah, I don't know, it just wasn't very good. I'm not a fan. If I did play it, it would get cut to 1, because like you only want it in combination with other cards. And I don't know. I didn't like it very much. I've been iffy on it for a bunch of events now, and I feel like this was like
you drew it versus Lightsworn?
I did, but it was in a game state where it didn't matter.
Oh, I see.
2 fissure. This card's super clutch. It's like strange because you use it as like your consecrated out, but then it's like just surprisingly one of the best cards for like GBs and a couple other decks. I liked it a lot. I'm staying at 2 for sure. I tried this today. It was good. I like that I didn't have to play knock. Honestly, strangely enough, I think I drew this way more than I drew this, and every time I drew this, like it wasn't bad. Like it was usable in a solid spot. So, the Raikou. So
Everyone's expecting you to set value, I guess. And
right,
so they're
yeah.
playing into it with the
Yeah, this guy baited me. He got my ass. So he knew I was on this, and I set a card. He attacks. I do something to it, and he's like, oh, like what could it be?
You had Shura
In my hand.
No, you had Shura. You had Shura.
Oh yeah, I icked the Shura away.
You icked Shura away,
and I had
was
another
like,
Shura in hand.
Why would he do that?
Why would you do that?
Yeah,
He's like,
but,
oh, I remember the list.
Yeah, but then I was like, all right, I think he's like double next leveling me, and the set in his back row that he set is something that's going to out the Shura, so I'm just going to flip and pop his monster, and it was value, so congrats, buddy.
Double mind game.
1 Cyber Dragon, yeah, and we're not on System Down anymore, and we are playing this. It's just, you got to respect the combo decks that are out, and it's really good against both the Gigaplant and the Frog deck. I actually beat my Frog opponent game 2 because of this. He had a really subpar hand where like he hard relied on a Treeborn that he used a discard trap on, and this got rid of it, and I just like beat him down really fast. But that's like the weirdest scenario to have against. It's normally for like Fishborg or Avarice or like a crucial Treeborn spot where they have like subs or something, right? So yeah, honestly, I'd even consider pumping at 3. The issue is the other decks you side in against that aren't those. I don't really side more than 1 typically against. But yeah, that is the deck profile. Really, really happy that this guy won. There's not a more deserving person in our area. He is so good at this game.
Hello?
Everyone says that about you, dude. What are you talking about?
I will say I started off 8-0, so I knew I was in top cut. And then in top cut, I also played against Sean Banks, who's another local Chicago guy, so that it sucked to win that one, and then this guy took me out. But yeah, hell of an event. I love all my friends, and thank you.